intent and disposition. Hope you enjoy the lesson.
Let's come to the first part, entailment.
Definition. Entailment is defined as what logically follows from what is asserted in the argument. If A entails B, then the choice of A implies the choice of B. In other words, B is a logical consequence of A. For example, we have a sentence, Jerry beats Tom. Then we can entail that Jerry beats someone, or Tom was beaten by someone. In this case, the choice of A implies the choice of B and C, or B and C are the consequences of A. Note: it is sentences, not the speakers, that have the entailment. An entailment depends on the meaning of the sentence, not the context in which the sentence is used. Some cases of entailment. First, relation of hyponymy. Entailment happens when one set of objects is included in another. For example, Lena loves roses very much. Then we can entail that Lena loves one kind of flower very much. In this case, the flower is the subordinate and the roses is the hyponymy, and roses is included in flower. Second, relation of inclusion. Entailment also involves the use of determinants. For example, every student enjoys studying pragmatics. Then we can entail that most students enjoy studying pragmatics. Now we come to the classification. First, entailment can be divided into background and foreground entailment. In terms of background entailment, one sentence can have a number of background entailments. For example, from the sentence, Rover chased 3 squirrels, we can have several entailments, such as something or somebody chased 3 squirrels. Rover did something to 3 squirrels. Rover chased 3 of something, and something happened. In terms of foreground entailment, then one sentence just has only one foreground entailment, identified by stress or special structures, such as if-class structures. For example, the sentence, Rover chased 3 squirrels. We put the emphasis on the squirrels, then we have the foreground entailment, Rover chased something. In other case, Rover chased 3 squirrels. Then we focus on the rover. Then the foreground entailment is somebody chased 3 squirrels. Another example, it is she that survived the crash. So this is each class structure with a focus on she. So we have the foreground entailment is somebody survived the crash. Another way to classify entailment does a one-way and two-way entailment. In one-way entailment, the choice of A implies the choice of B, but not the way round. For example, John saw a bear, so we can entail that John saw an animal, but from John saw an animal, we can infer that John saw a bear. Considering a two-way entailment, then the choice of A implies the choice of B, and vice versa. For example, John is behind Mary. We can entail that Mary is in front of John. And from Mary is in front of John, we can infer that John is behind.
So now let's come to the practice.
Under the sea. Down here where all the fish is happy, as off through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy, it's hot cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky, since life is sweet here, we got to be here naturally. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they did the earth and start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea. The lute play the flute, the cop play the hop, the players play the bass, and they sound and sharp. The bass play the brass, the chub play the tub. The flute is the Duke of Soul. Yeah. The rake he can play the lings on the strings. The trout rocking out the blackfish, he sings the smelt and the sprat. They know where it's at, and know that blowfish blow.
Number 1. Fish in the bowl is lucky. So we have several entailments. Something is in the bowl. Fish is lucky. Something is lucky. Number 2. We got the spirit. Then we have several entailments. We had the spirit. We got something, or somebody got the spirit. The last one, the cop played the harp. Then we have several entailments. Something played the harp. The cop played something, and something happened.
Okay, so let's come to presupposition.
Hudson states that a presupposition is something assumed to be true in a sentence which asserts other information. So before going into presupposition, I would like to clarify some information about presupposition and entailment. So a presupposition is something the speaker assumes to be the case before making an utterance. An entailment is what logically follows from what is asserted in an utterance. So speakers, not sentences, have presupposition, and sentences, not speakers, have entailment. There are types of presuppositions: existential, factive, lexical, and non-factive. So the first one is existential presupposition. It is normally entities named by the speaker and assumed to be present. So it is usually associated with noun phrases and possessive constructions. Here is an example. Henry's cat can sing, so we can presuppose that Henry exists and Henry has a cat. The next one is factive presupposition. It is normally identified by the presence of such verbs as know, realize, be aware of, regret, etc. An example of this is, we regret telling him the secret. So a possible presupposition is, we told him the secret. It's quite simple. The next one is lexical presupposition. In using one word, the speaker can act as another meaning is understood. So there are some words in English, for example, manage. We can associate manage with try and succeed. So an example is that he managed to swim across the river. And the second one is, in using a particular expression, the speaker can presuppose another unstated concept with specific words like again or still, or maybe it's just a use of tenses like past tense. So an example of this is, Mary stopped running, so we can presuppose that she used to run. The next one is structural presupposition. So it is basically has something to do with questions. When did she leave? So we can know that she left. And the next one is non-factive presupposition. They are assumed to be not true, and it is usually associated with verbs used to express like dream, imagine, and pretend. An example is, I pretended to be sad. So we have the word pretended, so we can presuppose that I wasn't sad. And the last one is counterfactual presuppositions. It is a presupposition that is not only true, but it is contrary to facts. So example, if I weren't sick. So we have the structure if, it is a conditional and it is unreal, so we can presuppose that I was sick. So before going to the activities, we have a table of types of presupposition for you to look back. So here it is.
And now, practice.
Okay, so before going into the game, I would like to remind you some rules. The first one is there are 6 groups. Each group represents one type of presupposition. And remember, one sentence might have more than one presupposition. Stand up if you think that the presupposition that your group represents appears on the slide. Each question lasts for 10 seconds, and correct answers equals candies. So the first one, are you still a good student? The answer is you were a good student. That is a presupposition. So it is lexical presupposition. Okay, the second one. I know that Taylor Swift has a new boyfriend. And the presupposition of it is Taylor Swift has a new boyfriend. So what type of presupposition do you think it is? That's right, that is factive presupposition. Okay, now let's come to the next slide. Why did Justin and Selena break up? And the presupposition is Justin and Selena broke up. And the answer is structural presupposition.
Okay, let's come to the last part, projection problem.
you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and
Thanks for watching.